I figured what good is filming a video in a Dr. Evil chair if I couldn't do a Dr. Evil intro. What's going on, everybody? I am John Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo, and this is the Microsoft Surface Book. And off camera is another Microsoft Surface Book. Specifically, both are the $2,100 i7 model with 256 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, and a dedicated GPU built right in. We've been doing a lot of our testing for our products in the real world. We don't want to do it in a vacuum. CES just ended, so we figured what better way to test the prowess that supposedly Surface Book has than by using it in probably the most strenuous situations in our industry. The reason we got two, I took one to use as I use a computer for emailing, for running the business, for video conferencing and chatting. Ron Prita got one for the opposite reasons, for video editing, to be a video powerhouse as it's positioned to be. So we tag teamed this review. We figure most people are gonna fall somewhere in between, either me or Ron. So maybe you're a John or a Ron or a Rachel or Monica, but somewhere in between them we figure is where you're going to be. So let's talk about the design of the Surface Book. Microsoft did a lot of things right here. First, it looks awesome. I felt, and this is a weird thing to say, but I felt kind of cool walking around with this thing. Not many people had it at CES. I only one other than there. But it looks really nice, and Microsoft did a lot of things well here. Build quality certainly being among them. When you go and open this thing up, there's a lot of little things though that don't make much sense, like no grip on the bottom, so you try and open it up, the thing slides all over the place. But once you do get it open, you are greeted with probably the best keyboard I have ever typed on at all, including anything in the Apple line or any other PC. The keyboard here is incredible. Also incredible is this trackpad. It's arguably the best trackpad that I've used, certainly on par though with the new Force Touch trackpads found on the latest gen MacBook Pros and MacBooks. The hinge is another story on the Surface Book, and it's probably one of these stories Microsoft is positioning it as. So first, it's a normal laptop, open and close it like normal, but you can go ahead and push the eject button and take the whole screen off and treat it like a tablet. You're not getting the dedicated GPU, which is in the keyboard base, but it does have its own battery and use integrated graphics, and it worked really well. I did a video on the top 5 things to expect from Faraday Future, and I used it as a prompter. I had a meeting with advertisers. I was able to take the screen off, turn it around, and use it as a presentation mode for what we were planning for 2016 and beyond. It was really handy to have. Of course, though, being Windows 10 is a touchscreen, and being this futuristic hinge, I expected something better than this. Look at that. It's floppy. That, my friends, is a flaccid hinge. And a flaccid hinge is no fun, something you're constantly trying to touch, whether using your finger or the included Surface Pen, which I've used quite a bit on my Surface Pro 4 at home, which is my dedicated computer at home. I didn't find myself using this really at all during my CES experience, but if you do want to use it, it's got some cool shortcuts to access OneNote, take screenshots, and it does work well, and it will stick magnetically right to the side. Like that. No more like, There are a few Windows quirks that I found annoying while I was at CES. Using the Mail app, for example, I couldn't just drag an attachment into it. If I was trying to send an email to somebody who had already emailed me before, their email address wouldn't automatically populate in the message. Just little small annoyances. So that's just my side of the Surface Book coin. There's a whole other perspective on it. So Ron Prita, out to you in the field.
So right off the bat, I was disappointed. Now this is why I was disappointed. Not because the Surface Book is not a great computer or it can't get the job done. The truth is that it was advertised as the ultimate editing machine. We saw this on sites like No Film School, not to throw them under the bus. Microsoft's press conference itself, they were showcasing Adobe Premiere and saying how good it would be with Premiere. And it really wasn't. I was using this at CES the whole time, as John mentioned, and I was just really disappointed with the overall performance. Now, the export times really weren't that bad. What really threw me off was just like working within Premiere. So like scrubbing over unrendered video and getting full res playback or even half res playback, or getting playback over multiple layers. It just really wasn't as smooth as I thought it was gonna be. It was like stuttering all over the place. And then under heavy processing, whether it be using a warp stabilizer or rendering the whole file out, the mouse, the cursor would just freak out. So it could be a software issue, but honestly, just the experience as a whole wasn't that smooth, given the advertising and all the hype behind it. On the bright side though, screen looked incredible. It was just really sharp and really enjoyable to edit on, and also from just consuming videos and content and sending emails and stuff, text looked super, super sharp, and I know John enjoyed it as I did as well. So something I was really pumped about was just the idea of getting to just go to tablet mode and just be editing on the go with just the screen, or exporting while I'm walking or something like that. Those were instantly put to rest because the screen battery alone is not good at all for regular tasks, especially for exporting, which, if any of you know, is extremely power intensive and processing intensive. If you're gonna be a regular user, checking out your email, browsing the web, watching YouTube videos, making documents, it doesn't make sense to buy the Surface Book over the Surface Pro 4, which is already a great device. It feels as though Microsoft's product line is a little bit confused right now. It would have made more sense if they had just made a display and then made swappable bases, some with dedicated GPUs, some as just type covers, and everything else in between. So that's it for this video, guys. What do you think of the Surface Book? I know I wasn't a huge fan. I know John was a little bit disappointed as well. It's still a great laptop. It just doesn't make sense of where it falls in with Microsoft's product line versus the Surface Pro 4, and in competition with things like the MacBook Pro and Razer's new Ultrabook with the external GPU and all those kind of products. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Would you pick one up? Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.